Here it is. I'm live. Maybe I should just put my phone I should put it on like a stand or something. Hey, thanks for the like already, man. 20 something seconds in, where 15 of it I was trying to share on X, because sometimes I forget. Hi again, Metal Gear. How you doing there, bud? Hey, I thought that was a really fun show today. The morning Rangoon. I had fun. Make a couple little clips, and man, Jim and I can go on forever about them. Really, we kind of knew that a long time ago. It's just, we have busy lives, and it's hard to, sometimes do that kind of great ripping on Rob. Yeah, I mean, well, again, it's sort of like, it's like stealing candy from a gay baby. Well, suckers might be hard to take from a gay baby. Aye. Yeah, Rob and Neil, they're doofy guys, man. Doofy. There was another clip I made that didn't have anything to do with us. It has to do with something that Neil does, where somebody mentioned, hey Rob, could you tell Neil to stop doing that thing with his thumb? And I found what they were talking about. It's very odd, especially since Neil was mentioning that Jim talks about him blowing dudes or getting blown or whatever all the time. So I'll leave it there. Maybe we'll play that clip on Thursday as like an extra bonus for adding on to what we did today. But yeah, I had a good time this morning, and the whole gay, seriously, the whole gay thing of like, as I'm watching Rob, because Rob's got his voice and he's up. Because Rob got his voice and he's up here, and then Neil's like this, and he every time he talks, he's got this lisp. And it just all culminated in my head. And I had that gay voice. It just made me talk like this all the time. So I made that gay promo about, it's a pride celebration. We're celebrating gay guys on the internet. Two of the gayest guys ever. Neil and Rob. Oh, they like to be gay online together, even though they should just hook up together. But they would never think that until now they're not drinking anymore, because when they drink, the gay thoughts are always in there. I mean, if you're going gay while you're drinking, you're gay. I remember when I used to produce for Rob. Rob is ungrateful. Yeah. When I used to, yes, exactly, yeah, see, Metal Gear Solid's been around for a long time, metal. And yeah, I was Luke, the head producer. For a little while, I was using my green screen, and I was a floating head. I was kind of doing a joke on, like, Cardiff, and I was moving around like Cardiff, and sometimes I would talk like him. Oh, yes, sir. Yeah, that's when I was trying to get back into podcasting a little bit. And again, I was like, oh, well, Rob seems okay. And, and I hate to say it, but when he was drinking moderately, Rob seemed pretty cool. But unfortunately, he's the kind of person who I guess has to go to excess with things quickly. Or, if you're unhappy with your situation in life and you're drinking, yeah, that tends to happen. You tend to start overindulging quickly. So, I mean, it's one of those things, if you right yourself, you don't overindulge. I mean, me personally, I was the kind of I grew up overseas, so when I was 12 and 13 and 14, we were buying alcohol out on the economy. We just could. And of course, when you're that age and you're trying to like get laid, and you're trying to like whatever. And I was also an only child, so whenever there was a half day of school, I would always have the party at my house and break out my parents' liquor bottles. But eventually got to the point where it was like, oh yeah, if I'm drinking, my parents didn't drink that much, so I was like, they're gonna notice. Wow, it's kind of fun. Now that I'm thinking about it, stuff like that is what made me get kind of nefarious as a young kid, where I was like, oh yeah, because in old, you think about old movies, how sometimes they'd be like, oh yeah, my old man puts a line on the liquor bottle so that if anyone drinks it, he knows. Like, and I would think like that, like, oh yeah, there's this brandy that we have, but if I just let people drink it, my parents are gonna know that it's gone. Would go like maybe a tiny little bit at a time, tiny little, and then eventually we're like, oh yeah, that's right, we live in Italy. We can just go to the store and buy alcohol, and we would. And I got super drunk all the time when I was like 13, 14, which is a little unfortunate because and I was also smoking cigarettes. I was drinking cappuccino, like I was fucking going out of style, and that's probably why I didn't reach 6 feet. That's what I'm blaming. Because some people in my on my mom's side, my great grandfather was tall. On my dad's side, my grandfather was 6'1". So here I am. I was a lonely only child trying to make my way in the world, and I'm like, yeah, I'm partying, and I started partying early. But I partied like every weekend. I was getting drunk, and there were a couple of times where sometimes my parents would go to like the Navy ball, the Chiefs ball, or whatever. They would go out and have a good time, and then they'd come home, and I'd be passed out on the couch with puke on me, and at 13, and they did actually let me drink a couple beers on my 13th birthday, I remember, and of course they went to bed early that night. We were at this place called Pechino. It was actually a bombing range down in southern Sicily. Okay, reconnecting. We're live, I guess. I don't know. Did we lose? Oh man, see, I was telling a fun story. Well, okay, long story short, I drank a lot when I was young. So I got fucked up enough when I was 13 and 14 that when I was older, I didn't want to drink so much. And I'm still kind of like that. Although I did quit smoking weed a couple years ago for a little while, and one thing I did notice, I started drinking, and at the time my wife was drinking too. She doesn't drink anymore really, because she's one of those people who will start to drink. My wife, like I said, I quit smoking weed a couple of times before this, and I started to notice that I could drink a lot. And at the time, my wife was drinking a lot too, or she just liked to drink. She always, for years, she always liked to drink. But she is one of those people, like I said, like Rob. So where they start to drink moderately at first, and then within a couple of months, it's like, let's get fucked up. So I do understand that that people do that, but and I fell into it as well when two times ago of me quitting weed, right around when my first son was born, when 11, 12 years ago, I thought to myself, oh yeah, I don't want to be high dad. I don't want, high all the time off weed dad, because I knew some people who had dads like that, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to be like that. So I stopped, and then I started drinking. And after about 4 months, I was drinking, and I realized, oh shit, because there are stories from the past of my grandfather being a heavy drinker. And once I started getting into it and not smoking weed, I was like, oh yeah, I can see how he could be a heavy drinker, because at some point I could have 3 to 4 drinks in a 2-hour span and not feel anything. And I was like, oh yeah, I could see how this could, I could see how if I was a beer drinker and it was like 1950, yeah, I could probably take down fucking 40 of those things in a day and be like sloshy all day. Okay, I can see it. I can see it. I may have some Indian, Native American blood in me, but it didn't hinder any of the British drinking fucking lager blood. Jesus Christ, man. Or the German. I got German and English. So yeah, beer culture, man. Beer culture. But if I do drink, I prefer Bacardi, white Bacardi. Actually, I don't like the spiced rum kind of thing. I like my I like my Bacardi like I like my women. White. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not racist. I'm not. But it was a funny joke, of course. You know, I do like white rum though. Yeah. The spicy stuff, I'm like, no, because I want to mix it with things like either a soda or not like rum and Coke, which although not bad, you know, Bacardi and Coke, not bad. It's a nice little go-to when you're out and about and you're like, yeah, I don't want to go fancy, I don't want to, but I want strong. Give me a strong rum and Coke, Bacardi, with Bacardi in it. Oh, okay, and it's boom. It always tastes the same, you know. And then you can actually tell how much they put in too. Like, oh boy, they were heavy on the rum in this one. Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm back. Hey, what's up, Beardy Bardy? Go to work, you're fucking. I am. I'm driving to work. That's what I do. I do these lives on the drive to work sometimes because if not, I fall asleep on the highway. No, I'm just well, you know, it's possible. I have to be super stimulated to stay alive. But yeah. So this all drinking stories leads back to all the times I've drank. My whole life, whether I was fucking 13 or 43, 23, whatever, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter who I was around. Doesn't matter how long I hadn't had sex. You know, because in my 20s there was a bit of a dry spell. In my for like maybe 6 months. But it was when I was drinking a bit. No amount of drinking made me go gay. Ever. I've heard stories of an old buddy of mine. He had an older brother who was like 9 years older than the rest of us. You know, he was the creepy dude who hung out with all the young kids. And there were stories of him when he was younger, when he was 21, 22 years old, where he would get really drunk and then end up coming back to his apartment with a friend, and then they'd notice that there were like big handfuls of Vaseline taken out of the Vaseline thing that night. Like, and what's weird is his name was Derek, and he's gay just like the other Derek. But seriously, I am serious about that. But like I said, no amount of drinking has ever made me be like, I might as well stick it in this dude. I might as well put a dick in my mouth. Like, I've never, ever even like leaned that way while drunk. So, I mean, I guess maybe I haven't got drunk enough, eh? Ticking, man. That's why I think people like Rob and Neil want to stay away from the drink, because they know there's a latent gayness inside. So they're like, oh, if I drink too much, my closet's gonna, my ass closet's gonna burst open. Also, it's so funny. Like at one point, I didn't watch much of the Rob Saul show last night. I literally popped in, started commenting. They talked about us. I was like, oh, okay, I can get a couple clips, sweet. And then eventually, after I made about 15 comments, I was blocked. So I was like, there's no reason for me to fucking be here anymore. But then I tuned back in a little later, and Granny was on the show, and he was like, oh, Rob, you know, when 2K said my name earlier, you were like, ugh. And he's like, no, I didn't say that about you. I was saying that about LucOfTheBind's in Grendel when you mentioned Hackright. I was like, oh shit, I guess there's another clip I gotta go find. So I went mining for that clip and found it. But other than that, I didn't watch much, because eventually, once they blocked my chat, I was like, well, I can't really express myself. Why do I want to be here? Freedom of speech, yeah, right. And again, I mentioned on the show this morning, if you want to see something funny, some of you people on here, supposedly there's 24 people, go to the @official Rangoon, OFFICALRANGOON channel, and we did a Morning Rangoon TNT version. And we talk about the gay Rob Saul and the even gayer Neil, nasty, wasty Neil. and how they were mentioning us last night. And Rob thinks that we want to hit the tension. Like, because that's what you do with your kids, right? Whoa! 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 Oh, maybe when you're not drinking, but anyway, I don't mean to talk about your kid, but you know, you want to talk about me, you want to say you're my daddy, and that's another thing. Like, what? They want their daddy's attention, dude. I'm older than you, even though you act like a fucking 70-year-old. Oh yeah, I like the white wits. Oh my god, I buy tickets to her shows. Wow, dude, Fleetwood Mac, seriously? Oh, I like Fleetwood Mac in Chicago. Ha ha ha, I'm not gay. Yeah, dude. I'm 4 times the father than you. I mean, like, literally. I have 4 children. And I actually, like, spend a lot of time with them. Anyway, I don't want to get into this fight. Because it's not a fight. You'll lose every time, yo. And you calling me fat? And I just have a, you know, look at this. There's nothing. I mean, I have a rubber face, but I also have a big. I've got a pit bull head. You know what I mean? Like, it's just wide. You know why? Because it's called manly. I have a manly, you know, I have a manly chin. You know, I don't have this very slim face of a gay man. Oh my god, he's so fat and he's so big. No, I got a fat dick, but oh no, I'm actually not fat. I weigh 199 pounds, and at 5'10" and a half, which almost 5'11", that's not that bad, dude. You know, and like I said the other day, I've been doing some working out, and I'm actually getting some damn muscle because I have a physical job too. So. Like yesterday, my back was a little, I was a little tired because I was moving around 50-pound bags for a while, for like probably 25 minutes. I was stacking stuff and moving it around and doing this and picking up really heavy pieces of like wood and things like that. I know you like picking up heavy wood, but you know, different type. Where are you? Oh, see, I'm not paying attention to the chat. I'm just talking because I'm driving and I'm using one hand to hold my phone and one hand to drive. But where am I? I don't even know if this person, Blair and Bardi, is there anymore. It sounds either Pakistani or Indian, but I am in New England. I'm in America, if you couldn't notice my accent. I know, it's really hard to place, but yes, I'm in New England. The best England. It's new. It's better. It's it's not an empire. It's some states. It's a collection of states in the northeastern corner of America, of the United States of America. It's the head of the animal. That's right. That's why I talk so much. I'm the talking head of America. You know, see how it all turns into something here. And here we are. Oh wow, there's nobody at this stop that usually I get stopped at for 9 fucking hours every morning, and now I can just go. Wow, that's the quickest I've ever been through that's intersection. But look at that. Usually I sit there for like 3 minutes. I punched in a little late yesterday because I had to sit there so long, but now today I just zoomed right through it. It's really great. You know, it's awesome. Now, what a day today is. Seems like a great day today. I you know, we do a fun show in the morning, and now I'm doing this fun show, and then I'll go to work and I'll have fun. And then I'll drive home and I'll have fun. And then, you know, maybe tonight I'll do a show too. Maybe. No, I don't know. Probably not. I should probably do some stuff around the house. Oh, yeah, that reminds me. See, sometimes when I do this, I remind myself of things that I'm supposed to do. If I was just sitting listening to music and like, just like bitching at the people that were driving because they're driving like idiots, then I wouldn't have remembered that I need to buy a caulking gun. I need to buy caulking gun because mine broke. I broke my caulking gun. When I was installing the ceiling tiles in the bathroom a while back, towards the end, I installed most of them, but then I broke my caulking gun, and I couldn't do it anymore. So I was like, oh shit. I told the wife, I was like, I can squeeze it out of the back without the gun, but you know what? It sucks doing that. I need a caulking gun to do it much better. Okay, and here I am. I'm parking, and I'm gonna say chowser to y'allsers. And have a great day. I'll try to. I know I probably will because most of my days are pretty right in now anyway. So laters. Make sure you check out the Morning Rangoon from today, the TNT version. It was very fun. Don't mind my gay voice. You know, listening to Rob Saul made me talk gay. It's just how it happens. It rubs off on everyone. He's like a he's like a gay piece of flint. You start like scrubbing at it, and gay flakes get all over you, and you turn that way. Anyway, ciao.